Today, employers more than ever before in history are experiencing an unprecedented exodus of the hourly workforce. HR executives are struggling. Operations are bogged down as the lower headcount is making it difficult to keep client promises. Employees know they have a choice and are jumping ship over small grievances without new people standing in the interview lines ready to fill their spots. Therefore, something must change. We must take a new mindset about our employees. Instead of focusing on the leavers and pouring all of our resources into them, a new surge of awareness is focusing on the stayers. After all, these are the folks who keep the lights on. Prophit Co has been studying the employee-employer relationship for over 2 decades and has found an ingredient that has been overlooked: human dignity. It's the one ingredient that, if incorporated into the employee experience correctly, will change the game. Our patented system, Dignify, provides not only the key needs of all employees to stay, but also has a built-in metric system that make it easy for supervisors and managers alike to incorporate conversations around human dignity within the workplace, stopping small grievances before they develop into dramatic outbreaks. Employers who focus on this new leadership mindset are reporting lower workplace drama, higher retention numbers, and higher productivity. Prophit Co provides a complete integration platform that includes coaches, the process, and the technology to create a culture of modern leadership, creating more stayers and less leavers. I'm Joe Kittinger, CEO and founder of Prophit Co. We're a leadership company focused on helping you grow by teaching best leadership practices grounded in human dignity. Dignity, being worthy of honor and respect. It's the one thing we can all agree on. So I thought, let's build a culture around it. And that's exactly what we're doing. Whether we're coaching leaders, helping clients discover their organization's true purpose, or taking teams on a leadership adventure, dignity is at the core. So, how do we help companies do this? By reimagining leadership. The old ways of leading are no longer effective. You know what I'm talking about, the old top-down, do-as-I-say model. That doesn't work for the modern workforce. Supervisors and managers today need to understand the differences between managing and leading their people. The generational balance has shifted as baby boomers retire and more millennials and Gen Zers join the fray. And that means adjusting our style of leadership to retain them. A friend of mine once shared this analogy to help explain this shift. When I joined the workforce, my boss was more like a lion tamer, right? You know the image, right? With the chair and the whip and like, whoosh, do this, do that. And if you screwed up, whoosh, ooh, you felt it. But you know what? I learned, and it worked for my generation. It was clear. I got it. However, today's leaders need to be more like dolphin trainers. Now, the dolphin trainer will lie a wire on the bottom of the pool, and when that dolphin crosses it, they get a fish. They raise the wire up maybe 5 feet in this deep pool. Dolphin swimming around, crosses the wire, fish. Pretty soon the dolphin makes a connection because they're smart creatures. And that wire eventually gets 15, 20 feet in the air. That dolphin is doing flips and flying over the wire to come back to the trainer where it gets, you got it, a fish. That's the difference between how we lead. Leaders today have to be less like the lion tamer and more like the dolphin trainer. Turnover costs U.S. employers nearly $1 trillion each year. And in today's marketplace, it's not always possible to replace employees who leave, making it more important than ever to create a culture of more stayers and less leavers. Dignity-based cultures produce lousy leavers. That's why we're bringing dignity to the workplace, by focusing on the unique individual. Here's Dustin's story.
So you guys are probably wondering why the big production. Well, it's pretty much 30 years of a hidden past that I'm going to reveal today. I'm getting extremely vulnerable with you guys. So there's a couple things. Just don't pity me. I went through it all and I'm better because of it. I had to learn how to black stamp my life, and it was a long process. And it ended finally when I came here.
If you were to say 4 years ago that I'd be sharing my story with my company, I'd say there's no way.
I grew up in Shawano, Wisconsin. Population at the time in 1990 was about 7,500 people.
I mean, why would anyone want to hear my story anyway? I had relationship issues, anger issues, and I just felt like my whole world was falling apart.
That was my daycare. It's a bar. This is where I spent most of my time as a kid. My dad was an alcoholic. He would always bring us to the bar even during the day. Sometimes it would start at 8 in the morning. And yes, there was bars that were opened at 8 in the morning where we were at. I just remember it being a horrible place. You would hear drunk men speak ill of their family all the time, all their problems, every name in the book. I learned all kinds of stuff at a young age that I probably should have never known, and it was due to this place.
I now realize our stories matter, that I matter.
I will go on record saying Dignify has shaped my life for the absolute better. So there's a winter picture in there because in winter, I want to say it was like maybe a year in, sound about right? During that winter of working here is when things started really going downhill for me. I wasn't showing up here. Some of you guys were noticing that. You know, there would be like questions of like, where is he? What is he doing? Like, no one really knew. Finally, you know, Joe noticed there was something going on, pulled me out of work, and we went over to Carvana, and we had probably a 3 or 4 hour talk where I spilled pretty much of everything I told you guys here today about my past, about who I am as a person. I have this huge rage issue, this anger issue. Road rage was very bad. It got to a terrible point of where I was trying to run people off the road. And it was all due to just keeping all the stress inside and not sharing it. For 30 years I kept it in. I haven't told a soul. Joe was the first one to know. Now you guys do.
Now I'm married with my girlfriend. We have a beautiful 6-year-old daughter, and I own my own home. Leaders need to realize there's a lot of people just like me who are never listened to or taken seriously. And when someone like Joe takes the time to get to know me, that means something.
Now, to be completely transparent, 15 years ago, I would have given up on the Dustins of the world. I just don't get you. I don't understand this behavior. My old Xer way I grew up would have just said, we're done. And you know what? Thank God it changed. Because Dustin is an awesome employee. He's a fantastic programmer. He just needed someone to listen for a little bit and give him perspective and care about him. It's time to reimagine how we lead those in our care. We need to shift our focus. Rather than only looking outside to bring new people in, companies today are investing in modern leadership development across all levels, producing more stayers. That means building their engagement, holding them in account to their unique abilities, asking for their feedback, and treating them like unique people. Want to create real change within your organization? It starts with leaders like you. Leaders who know that expecting someone to act like them or communicate like them is not realistic. Leaders who understand that everyone has different talents, preferences, and communication styles. Leaders who hold themselves accountable first before expecting others to do the same. Leaders like you, who want to make a difference in helping your business run more smoothly while improving the quality of life in the process. We give leaders confidence by providing a coach, a step-by-step process, and a technology to help execute what they have learned. Every organization is unique. Therefore, we begin by listening. How can we help you? What are you struggling with? What are your goals? What does success look like for you? If our message resonates with you, let's sit down and have that conversation. Let's see if we can take your company in a new direction, a meaningful direction. That's Prophit Co.